We know nearly nothing about the people we meet every day. The people who serve us. Like the man who raised these koi. You may have met him. He loved these fabled fish, a symbol of good fortune, ambition, perseverance, and purpose. These koi, a mirror of the man who used to feed them.
My dad was an amazing man.
Has a very, very good heart.
Warm and welcoming.
Kind, generous.
Always you. Never me. Never.
Soon, you'll know just a little about Paul Kwari, too.
Paul was the epitome of the North American dream.
A man whose life focused not on what he did, but rather on the impact of what he did. Political turmoil kept the young couple from graduating university in Indonesia, so Paul and Lita immigrated to Canada in 1969 with little money but plenty of determination.
He struggled through.
Paul spoke little English, Lita even less.
Not at all.
Together, they would retake 2 tough years of study at UBC to become pharmacists.
We work hard. Sometimes I work 13, 14 hours as a pharmacist.
Paul came from a poor family. He was no stranger to hardship.
I fell in love with him right away. He was the first and my only boyfriend.
Once, someone gave Paul 2 movie tickets.
That was our first date.
But every Saturday, Paul would take Lita on his bike to teach school kids in another village.
He sold the movie ticket. I said, why?
Even then, he was thinking of others.
That was on Thursday. And Saturday, he bring one big bag full of the lollipop.
For the poor, struggling students, candy was a rare reward.
And I knew where the money come from. It's from my movie ticket. He is that kind of person.
After university, the couple settled in Victoria.
Everybody met him once. They fell in love with him already.
Together, they managed their first store in 1975. By 1988, they saved enough money to buy their own pharmacy.
The reality is that most people never try.
He was a doer, and him and my mother made a very good team.
She was the firecracker, but he was calm, so they balanced each other out really well.
Paul worked 35 years.
He always make time for the family.
Every night we had dinner together around the table.
No matter what, he was always there to drive me to school every day.
They had 2 children, but over the years, they brought home 17 more from Indonesia.
Never a dull moment.
25 if you count temporary boarders.
Lots of dishes.
They helped all of them through university.
That taught us as well to be compassionate and generous, and to see them being so generous with their time.
Was Paul an influence as a father?
They love him so much.
9 kids became pharmacists. He was always giving. As a pharmacist, he saw a need to help those with heart disease.
This was something that he could do and to give back to the community and to help improve lives.
So he began a fundraising walk at the Hillside Mall,
Stride for Heart.
raising thousands for the Heart and Stroke Foundation. An avid golfer, he created a tournament to raise more money for heart and stroke.
After his retirement, he wanted to continue on because he saw the good work that they were doing.
10 years running, the tournament is still the largest third-party fundraiser for the Heart and Stroke Foundation in BC.
It's almost a celebration of Paul every single year when we have it.
And just like that,
Somebody very special had left the world.
he was gone. Sadly, Paul died in 2009, the result of an accident in the garden he loved so much. The outpouring of support was overwhelming.
Gratifying as a son to see that your father could have that sort of impact on the people around him.
Nobody can ever say anything bad about Paul.
Every day, think about him.
He was a fantastic example of what a human being should be.
And he walks with me and talks with me and tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
A hymn left mysteriously near the piano he played with his son. His legacy lives through his family and the people he touched.
It was a privilege to know him.
It's hard to lose him like that.
Today, the family keeps the Paul Kwari golf tournament going. Last year, they raised $43,000.
Everybody was deeply touched by Paul through his kindness and love, care, and support.
As long as he had, his family around him, his friends around him, he was happy.
Paul Kwari was a selfless and fortunate family man, ambitious, a visionary, an inspiration, a doer. And if you weren't friend or family, you know that now too.